Hey guys, and welcome back. This is Sharisi, and in this video we are doing yet another speed build, which I believe is the second for the channel. The first one being for the grocery store set. And this one, well, like that one, this one is also going to be for an upcoming mod that's going to be released later this week. I think today's Tuesday. Yes, it is. And that is the zombies set, which was a commission, but I've given it to the commissioner. And now it's ready to go through its early access cycle. Unlike the grocery store speed build, however, this one, it was not nice to me at all. Okay, the grocery store, it was so easy. Everything came together. It was relaxing. Like, I didn't go in with the plan, but I kind of knew the vibes I wanted. And this one was just straight up rude to me. This build, but I think I already knew what I was getting into doing this. So like, we're going for like a apocalyptic, kind of like old-ish type, deserted, zombie infested, underground parking garage type thing going on here. And it was, I think anytime you go for that type of look of like rundown or old, decrepit type of look in The Sims, I think you're signing up for a lot. You're signing up for a project for sure, because it's so much work to make things look dirty in this game. So you already know that this uses like this lot needs, what is it? Get Famous, Strangerville, Vampires, I think I'm missing one, For Rent, to get all the dirt and the scars and the trash and all that around everything here. And I think I've been working on this build for the last like 3 days non-stop, trying to, and I think it's primarily because of the like sitting down and putting a lot of trash and dirt everywhere. I've been back on like the artist side of YouTube lately though, and it's been helping to fill up the time. I love watching people make art. It's so nice and relaxing. It's like, oh my gosh, they look so creative. Meanwhile, I'm here in The Sims. But you know what? Building in The Sims is a creative process. Let me not even play like that. But like I said, the zombies set is dropping later this week, and working on it has put me such in a Halloween mood. Like, I'm ready for the monsters and the ghouls and the scares. I'm ready for all of that, even though it's summer. But honestly, I live in a place that doesn't have seasons anyway, so I just gotta look out the window, find a dead tree, and declare it fall on it, you know? Basically, it's here. It doesn't matter. Oh, one other thing I want to mention is, I think earlier I said that for the last 3 days I've been working on this build. I lied. That was a lie. Somewhere in that, I was actually working on a different video where I was trying to get better at poses. I think I want to get better at making my poses for The Sims, because I think they so easily look, I don't know. Sims poses could like very easily look awkward, so I just want to try putting more life into them. And so I started a video doing just that and trying to become better at making poses, because if I become better at making poses, it's gonna make me better at making animations. Like, there's the correlation there, right? But like, I'll put a picture up on the screen. I'm not done with it, obviously, but I don't know if I'm gonna go back and finish it. We'll see. I may be able to power through. I may scrap it and start over. Ignore the lighting, because those are just, I did the lighting for the environment, not The Sims, but I don't know. Also, speaking of like the artist side of YouTube, I have in this time, I was also started playing with the little like voodoo doll familiar thing that came with Realm of Magic. I recently got obsessed with it again because I did a render recently, and it was the Queen of Hearts, and then she had the voodoo doll thing in the render, and I've become obsessed with it again. So then I was playing with making some poses in it. I don't know if I'm gonna include it in this video, but it's like little like talking, expressive, emoting poses that I quickly made and rendered for it. It's so cute. Maybe for like this portion of the video I'll put it up, I don't know, but I have to show you guys some because they look so nice. I think one of the things that hold me back from building, and it's become even worse as of late, I think it's probably because I'm consistently making stuff for The Sims now, and before I was kind of just doing it sporadically, is that every time I'm building, right, when I make a build that I plan to share, I use in-game content, right, because I tried my best not to use any CC. But anytime especially since I'm cutting myself off, but especially since I use texture overrides anyway, like you'll see it in this wall here, half of the exterior. This wall, I want to say it's a base game wall, like it's an in-game wall. I'm not using any custom content wallpapers in this, but because of the texture override, it's retextured and it looks different than it will in your games. You know, so I'm like, I already use texture overrides. I don't need to make a CC for this, but the urge to every time I build is so strong. Like, I'll be like, okay, this is a cool object and I like it, but I want it in this color, or I want it to have this picture instead of this picture on it. And I just want to be like, let me just go in Sims 4 Studio and like add a swatch real quick. But first of all, that would take like an unnecessary amount of time to put together. And second of all, if I share it, be like, hey, like download this single swatch on this one up, like it's so stupid, like let it go. It's not that deep. Unfortunately though, I did lose, I partially lost the battle in this build because in the front, we're not seeing the front right now, but in the front of the lot, you'll see like there's speed bumps, there's the little height thingies, and then there's also the little thingy. Me not knowing what any of this is called, and then there's also the stopper thingy that comes up and down. And I think there's a couple, like one or two other things in here that I just had to, I had to do it. I had to. It's a parking lot. You can't do this to me. I had to. And like, I'm gonna burst your bubble even more. The lot is just gonna go up. I don't know if, give me some time. It may not, I'm not guaranteeing it's gonna be up at the same time as this lot is, depending. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Doesn't matter. Right, but it'll be up eventually, you know, just be free lot download like I usually do. But the CC I just mentioned for like the parking lot thing, that's gonna go through the early access cycle. I think I struggle a lot with like figuring out if CC items or like content items I make in a build or for like a video should go for early access, but like sometimes it's like it just feels like I'm cheating my Patreon who are paying for early access and then like uploading stuff for free. For some of them, it's like, it's not that deep, you know? Like when I made a statue, like a fan art statue for Miss Lollipop Sims, and I just put that one up for early access, and I put the one up just for free because I'm like, you know, this isn't even my sim. I made it for someone, like it's not really like mine, you know? I don't know. Flick this thin line. Either way, the parking lot stuff is going to go up for early access. The lot isn't, but the lot doesn't look crazy without it. Like the lot looks fine. It still looks like a garage parking lot, you know? But speaking of this build, so it is a parking lot, right? But I was kind of going for it being like I don't want to say it's like a security, like an extra security parking lot, because we're in the city of Del Sol Valley right now, that's what we're building. So I was thinking it would be like for like women who are trying to go back to their park, they want to like park somewhere safe if they're walking back, or like people like have valuable cars or whatever, they'll pay for parking here instead of going for free parking because it has security officers. Like there's an office for like the parking lot security on the bottom and upper floor, and it'd be like a 24 hours you have to pay to get in type thing. So just people feel safer entering and out of the parking lot. They feel safer leaving their cars in here, that it won't get stolen, stuff like that, because we are in the city, you know? And this is like that type of parking lot. So also when I was trying to put this together, my mind was like trying to balance like, okay, what would you expect to be in here? And then what would you not expect to be in here? because I feel like with a like an apocalypse type build, right, or like setting, it's always like, okay, like you would expect that to be there, but then like, why is there a tractor in this, like in a preschool or something, right? Because like it's just stuff happens, right? Because it's like the ultimate chaos. So I was trying to like really find the balance in that, because I wanted it to be like, oh, this was a parking lot, but it was a nice parking lot. Like it was a parking lot that was well funded, well attended to, and stuff like that, you know? Oh, and then also another part of the custom content that's going to be included in this lot, and this one's just going to go up for public with the lot, and it's a golf cart. So what I've found, like in my time exploring Sims 4 Studio, is you have your items in debug, you have your items in live edit, but I feel like there's just, I don't know if it's because like the mods I use, but I feel like there's another layer of random items that are kind of just like hidden deep within the game that you just don't see using live edit or build and buy to get like the debug stuff. And while I was looking through the files for, what is it, Get Famous, I found a golf cart. And I don't know why I became so attached to this golf cart, but I did. Okay, so that's another thing. I did not do anything to it, but make it an accessible item to use, because I really wanted it to. And also, if I made it that way, it would be able to rotate. So as you can see in the middle of this lot, I have a car going from the top floor into the bottom floor, and I felt so like, oh my gosh, like I'm a Sims 4 builder, you know what I mean? Like I'm out here using tools and stuff. You see that the artistry, the mechanics of the matter, of the physicality, of the trigonometry, of the angles, of the tilt, of the imagination. You know what I mean? Like from the hole broke, I mean the floor broke, and like the truck went through the, like, ooh, I feel so smart. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm not sure how I started that sentence, but it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is that using tool, right, there are some items, like primarily it's like the debug, the live edit ones, where it just doesn't rotate properly with tool. I don't know what it is about the object. Usually, if like what tempted me really hard, especially with this build, is I wanted so badly to take like the cars especially and make them non-debug items and just decorations, so I could rotate them so bad, because like I wanted the cars to be like flipped upside down and sideways and like running into stuff, you know, like real like chaotic, like, but they don't rotate. So I think that's also like another thing that just like took the wind out of my sails, is like not all of them rotate properly, and that the truck going through the floor is like one of the only cars that I found rotated on the specific axis, AXIS, that I wanted for the build. One thing also I want to talk about is I thought I would have the most fun in this underground section, because this is what I really wanted to build. Like when I had this idea in mind, I really wanted to build an underground parking lot, but then it was like, you can't build an underground parking lot like just out of nowhere. Like you need the top kind of section too. And that top section took so much time that by the time I got to the bottom like layer down here, I think I was just like really lost on what I was going for and what I was doing, specifically on lighting. The lighting down here got me like so bad. Just trying to figure out like consistent aging with the lot. I'm like, okay, are the lights working? Are they not working? How much trash would be down here? If it's down here, are the cars like not going to be as rusted as the ones upstairs? But then also like I can't make the cars look dirty. This is another thing. Like I'm not going to like make a random swatch for the car. I want to do that, but no, because then if you're getting CC cars, you could just get CC cars. You know what I mean? Than just adding dirty swatches to these ones. Although the temptation is still there. But I think the primary struggle I had with this bottom floor is the lighting. I think that was another thing. Because it was like, okay, would the lights still work? How much would they work? Would it be a different color? I think I started playing around with red at 1.2. Would they all just be white? Would some be dim? Would some be flickering? Also, I tried to play with the flickering lights in here, and one thing about them is like, I love the flickering lights, but they kind of irritate my eyes. But the biggest thing that caused me to not do them, even though I wanted to, and that is, I didn't realize the flickering light thing was temporary. It'll do it for like 30 seconds and then it'll stop flickering. I don't know if it's a cycle, like, and I just had to wait. Like, it flickers for 30 seconds and then it goes away and then it comes back. I'm not sure, but when I was testing out, it was definitely temporary. If you know what I'm talking about, with some lights in game, I don't know if it's under a pack. It may be hidden under like the paranormal pack or something. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a base game thing or not. But if you shift click them, there's an option to turn on like set flickering on or something. You turn it on and off. I think it's really great for people who like make machinimas and stuff to like get a clip of the lights actually flickering. Not all of the lights do it, I believe, but some of them, you'll know if you shift click them and it'll pop up. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about when I'm mentioning the flickering lights that I was playing with. We'll do a walkthrough at the end and I'll show you what it's currently looking like, because honestly at several points it's changing. But that, like, the me being thrown off with the underground area, which I thought was going to be my favorite, actually brought more attention for me towards the office areas. And these are like the rooms where like the security officers would be, because in like my headcanon there was a story for each of them, like survivors like hold up in these sections, because the point of the lot is kind of like there are no survivors. This isn't a safe haven build. It's not like there's an apocalypse outside and this is where like your sims can rest and be safe. Like, no, like this place is for sure taken over. You don't want to be in here. I think that's like a common theme, like in a zombie apocalypse type thing. Like, is first like underground, is it really safe underground? You know what I mean? But yeah, this is not a place with survivors in it. That's definitely not what I was going for. One thing I'm gonna show it in the walkthrough, but I actually did kind of evil. And I'm sorry for, you know what? Cat lovers, close your heart, the world is dark, and ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. You know what I mean? Yeah, there are several parts of this build though that I ended up being super, super proud of. One of them is, I mentioned it earlier, but it's the hole in the floor with the truck. I love that one so much. Like, I was trying to get pictures of it for the thumbnail, but it was not working out for me. The second one is the ramp. The ramp, like going from the first floor onto the second. I felt so big brain using like a live edit debug suburb thing to put it together, but I think it looks so nice. So it really, it gave what it needed to give, especially when I go back and add like a car and add some trash onto it as well, and I think it really comes together. And then the third thing, I think I should be able to point out three things in the build. The third thing that I really like, I'm going to go with, you know, it's random, but I'm actually gonna go with the fences on the walls outside. Out at the top upper floor, I have a combination of like the full walls and the half walls as like windows down there. And then in that space, I used a debug fence to kind of like block it off. And I think that goes so well with the story of like this being like a safe parking garage type area, that people are not just like hopping through the windows, you know. And then also I just feel like it's realistic. I don't know, it's just it's a nice little detail that I really enjoy, and I think I would hate the build if they weren't there. So yeah, I think those are like the three things. If I had to pick three, I think those are like the ones that stick out to me. Hey guys, so we are interrupting the time lapse here. Where I left off on the time lapse is exactly where I am now. Well, I think there might be a few differences, but mainly where I am now. And that is because I am losing my mind placing all the clutter. Okay, so this is what the downstairs area is currently looking like right now. I think I'm actually going to take away some of the clutter on the floor because I'm not sure how I feel about it, but yeah, I think I just need some time away. I'm not sure where this red-ish, like pinkish lighting is coming from. I think it's a shader, but it actually kind of gives me an idea. I don't know, I think it's kind of interesting, but I'll keep playing with it. Anyways, we have to get back to the zombies. Also, one other thing to mention, all the zombies now officially have names, and they'll be like that in the download as well. I was hoping this would stop me from having zombie apocalypse nightmares, and luckily it has. Okay, 0. So first let me whip out Patricia. I'm gonna do this one, this color swatch of her. And I don't know. Ooh, Patricia's like in the bushes. Yes. There's Patricia. And this is Sarah. I'm gonna take the original swatch of Sarah too. So I was thinking this person died, whoever's holed up here. But then, okay, but then I was like, how would a zombie get in here if it's holed up at the front? What if this person did turn into a zombie? Like they were bit when they came in here? Or we have the kid. What if the kid is underneath the thing? Oopsies. Underneath here. This is already like, I feel so alive. Yeah, I think I believe the kid in there. And then also Seb. Get out here. And Seb, you could be looking out the window. I feel like it's so hard to place the zombies because I'm like, how would y'all be standing? What would y'all be doing? I don't really know. Seb's in the car. He's at the ticket pay thing. I wanted to see what it looks like with the sun like coming through the windows, but we can't see the sun because of the pollution in the air. So imagination, I guess. Maybe the child's like legs just don't work, and or it's buried under the trash. I feel like nothing's in the middle right here. Or under this car. That could work too. Ooh, the front of it? Okay. This is so nice. I'm having so much fun doing this. Placing them is exactly what I needed. Oh, but then, and then if it's a child, I feel like I should put an adult in here as well. Patricia, are you hopping back in the game? Here you go, Patricia. Like an adult and a child were in here. Ooh, putting children's toys in here too? Should I put 2 sleeping bags in? I could put 2 sleeping bags in. I could put this one and then a child one in here as well. Okay, so this is what we ended up with, and I did a little children's sleeping mat in here as well. And I tried to find space toys to go in here to match the sleeping bag, and I just found this little thing. But yeah, this is a sea creature. This is not an alien, but same difference. So I'm thinking the story of what happened here is that mother and son ran into the room for safety, right? Boarded it up and everything. But then the son was bit. So then the mom, I don't know, they were sleeping here for a little while. I don't know. Wait, maybe the mom was bit? The mom bit her son. No, the son, they thought they were good. The son got bit. Child bit their mother. The mom couldn't kill her child, so she threw this on him. And then she watched him slowly turn. No, he was turned, and then she stood here, and then she turned as well. And that's what happened in the room. Okay. But anyway, this is what everyone else is looking like in here. How you doing, Sarah? Tulok? Forgot who this one is. Patricia. Oh my gosh, the child. I forgot I put him there. Oh, I thought it was a spider. Yeah, I think this is like enough energy. This is a great energy boost I need to go ahead and get on finishing the build. So we're gonna hop back into the time lapse, resume everything, and get to the end. Okay, so we are back in the time-lapse portion of this video for the final push, and that is going to be situating this bottom downstairs area. We're going to be decorating it by adding in some zombie anime deco sims. I add a lot more down here than upstairs. I also remembered that I have a silhouette swatch of the zombies too, which I completely forgot when adding them upstairs, but I definitely start to utilize them more down here. We're also going to be doing some little tweaks on the decorating of this downstairs area before moving on to the security office down here. So the security one down here is bigger than the one upstairs. That just ended up how the floor plan worked out, but I also think it makes sense, right? Because the downstairs, I don't know, I feel like the downstairs underground parking garage is always like danger, warning, you know, to me. So I feel like it makes sense that the security office would be bigger down here. And then the story down here for this area, I think I mentioned it earlier, but there's like a different story for the security office downstairs and upstairs. And the story down here is that two people, again, well, three sims, I guess you could say, hold themselves down there before it's clearly overrun. Then you see like the golf cart kind of like blocking off the entrance to it, and then the zombies are kind of surrounded by in that area. And that's because there were 3 survivors in this office area, and we'll see at the end what happened to them. But there was 2 sims and then a cat that they were taking care of that was down there. And you'll see like I put a little, there's a litter box, there is a, what is it, a feeding bowl, and then there's also like a little pet cat toy thingy down there as well. And then I also had a mattress that is one of the litter items from Eco Lifestyle down there, and I like to think like it has like a tire and wood on it, but I like to think that at one point like that's where they were both laying down. I feel like it was a fitting item to use. And then I also put more lights down here. Oh, because I think like it was like the people down here survived longer than the people upstairs. Maybe it's like they starved to death type of thing. And in this like universe, it doesn't matter how you die, if you're bitten or not, like, but when you die you do turn into a zombie. Also, something I realized I didn't mention when it happened earlier on in this video, but the lighting did go from like normal to kind of very yellowy, and it happened upstairs. That's because in the middle of this, I thought it would be, I meant to do it in the beginning, but I thought it'd be a good idea to use the Eco Lifestyle pollution thingy. So I made the neighborhood and the lot heavily industrial. So it turned yellow because of all of the pollution in the air. Although now that I think about it, I wanted yellowy for like yellow, I don't know, like everything's dying, but if you, I guess like, doesn't nature thrive in humans' eye, even if there are a bunch of zombies? I don't know, but maybe like the zombies attacked, right? Pollution happened, or the zombie thing happened because of a pollution problem. Like the earth is dying. People have killed the earth. It's not no like, you know, the nature grew again and it overtook the cities and it's all like nice and pretty and stuff like that. Like, no, the earth is dying. She's dead. We killed her. And that's why it's yellow outside. I think that's super sad, which is why I think it works. Like, it's to the point of no return, even if all the humans go extinct. That's really sad, but honestly, probably the future. I think decorating this office space was just a really nice escape from the rest of it. I think like I had fun putting together this story of this bottom area down here, and I love like selective warm lighting, you know? But I think we're gonna now move on to the walkthrough portion of this video to see what it is now looking like. Y'all, I was for real just sitting here waiting for a good time of day to go ahead and start touring the building, and I got this notification, right? And it said, "Oh wow, you've got quite the mess on your hands here. Don't you want want some help cleaning up all that trash. I didn't even know that was an interaction, first of all. I didn't even know that could happen. But then I go to like pan her, the camera pans her, and she's on fire. Oh my gosh, she just died! Did she, what just, oh. Hello? She was a vampire. She came over to clean my house and burned in the sun.
Oh, bitch.
Okay guys, so we could now start the final tour of the lot, I guess. Things have changed since the a couple things have changed from the time lapse where we last left off because I couldn't help myself, but we're just gonna go ahead and take a quick tour of what the lot is looking like now. Firstly, this is the front area, and then this is what the back is currently looking like. You can ignore her. Okay, and I went ahead and just placed a Deco building back here along with the trash as like a storage unit, I don't know. And then over here with the fire hydrant, I did the little trick where you place a, what is this, the emitter thing for the pawn feature in the game. Going down into the first level, this is what this is currently looking like as well. You see, I don't remember what this looked like in the time lapse, but I know there used to be a wall here that I went ahead and knocked that down. I also added a few more items on the floor for the clutter. Okay, but when you enter through the front area, maybe hopping the fence or something, this is what everything currently looks like. Over here we have our ramp to go into the lower level and Patricia, but we're going to start up here first. And then you see the entrance area. We have Seb and Sarah. We also have Scout down there. And then you could make your way into the, okay, they put a mailbox there because this is a residential right now, but I'm going to upload it as a generic lot, so that won't be there. You see we have the security room over there, but first we can finish exploring this floor. Over here, you see we have the hole into the floor, which we'll be exploring in a minute. We have the cameras. Turning over here into this area as well, we have some of the old cars that have still been here. The parts have been stripped from it and it's rusted over time. And then the parking meters over here to go ahead and pay for your parking spot. Through the security door, we're first going to run into all the furniture and stuff in front of it, but then we're going to run into the remains of the mother and child duo that had been posted up in the security office, where they had tried to bunker down by barricading the door and blocking some of the windows as well, but clearly that was not enough. So you have a little TV here they're using to get some news. You have both of their sleeping bags and some of the toys, as well as a little fan. And then also you have over here, you have the area where they were using the bathroom. And yeah, so then now it's time to make our way back out so we can explore the bottom floor. Again, the speed bump belongs to the parking garage set that will be uploaded for the early access cycle very soon. And then if you make your way down the ramp as well, we'll go ahead and start exploring that area. Okay, so this is what the bottom of the ramp part looks like of the parking area. Making your way through here, you'll see there's kind of a pile up, maybe an attempt for people living down here to go ahead and barricade themselves down here, but clearly that did not work, as this place is overrun and infested with zombies down here as well. You could also see the start of some of the changes I made to this bottom area. First, there's like the stack of rubble that's over there. And then I also went ahead and replaced the columns that were here previously with walls instead. This is also what I ended up doing for the lighting down here. I'm still not 100% on it, but I think I am ready to call it a day. We have some knocked over trash cans over here, and of course I think I added some more clutter to this area down here as well. Some of the bathrooms, as these haven't been used for... Do zombies use the bathroom? But yeah, this is what it looks like with all of the zombies going ahead and moving around down here. But over here, you can go ahead and see that the zombies are crowding around this area here. And then there's a golf cart blocking this hallway. Through the hallway, we have another entrance to another security room down here. Again, it is barricaded as the one upstairs was, but down here we start to see a little bit more, including a full litter box. Over here we see the broken computers, knocked over filing cabinets, as well as monitors. And I imagine these are like what the security cameras would play the footage on. And if as we turn and make our way over here, you also see the remnants of what were the survivors that were down here. And as you can see, the expected happened to them, and this is the last of their remains as well. And then over here we have a stale food bowl and then a little cat toy as well. I remembered I still had my mini mod in my game that allows me to label pet bowls, so I imagine the cat that used to live here is named Meep. Okay, yeah, so here is a complete view of what the bottom floor is looking like, and then here is a view of what the top floor is looking like. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here, and this is the position of where one of the cameras is, so it's gonna be like the camera view of the underground area of the parking garage. I had so much fun building this lot despite everything that happened. I'm really proud of the way it came out, and I would absolutely do it again if I had the choice to. If you are interested in anything you saw in this video, being the golf carts, the lot itself, and the animated deco sims, I'll include links for all of those in the download. The golf cart and the lot itself will be up for public access immediately, and the zombies and parking lot sets will be going through the early access cycle, tier 3s, getting it up to 3 weeks early, and then it consecutively going down a week per tiered member access until it is public. Okay, so I will see you guys later. Bye bye.